Okay, friends, hello, hello. This is math. This is math for Wednesday, the 20th, and we are working on a page that we've completed the front part. We just need to do the back part on it. So I'm going to share my screen with you. This is page, it's on here. There it is. Math page 114. You can see it down in the bottom here. We've already done page 113. This is where we did the favorite suppers with the noodles and rice. And actually, this one was on Wednesday of last week. So this was a long time ago that we've done this, but we haven't done the back page yet. So we're on this, and we have been talking about bar graphs. And bar graphs use bars to show how many of something there are. And we actually had to color some in last time when we did this, but hopefully we'll be able to see everything this time. No, I can see that's not the case. For me, this is a little bit light colored here, so I'll help you with it. We may need to color some in to get this to work out right. Oh, that was what we did last time. Let's see if we can see them. Plants in the courtyard. I'm not sure if you can see this one or that one. Those look a little light to me. I don't know if you can see them, but on this top one up here, goes to 18. It goes all the way to the line on 18. See 18, go all the way to the top and color all the way over. The reason we didn't do this page the last time is because the key on this page is a little bit different down at the bottom, and I wanted to give you some more practice in doing it the easier way before we switched up into the little bit more difficult. The last one, fir trees down here, I don't know if you can see the number of fir trees, but I'll tell you, it stops at 6. And goes to all these here. So you can just color these in. You get 6 fir trees. Okay? Hopefully you'll be able to see those other ones, the holly bushes and the pansies up there. So hopefully that'll help. Let's go up and do name and date now. And today is the 20th. And these are bar graphs. So we're going to listen and repeat the directions. Are you ready? Use the bar graph to answer the questions. Okay? And I told you that graphs all have a title. They've all got a big title up here that tells you what it's about. And then they've got some labels, one on the side and one on the bottom. These will tell you what you're looking at, so you know what you're doing, what you're looking at here. The title of this one is Plants in the Courtyard. And then on this label, it says plants, and these give us the type of plants. The ferns, the holly bushes, the pansies, and the fir trees. And then on the bottom, it gives us the number of plants. Okay, but remember last time I said there was a key at the bottom, and you needed to look at the key because it gives you some useful information. Now, when we did our picture graph had one picture meant one thing. But that's not always the case. Not every square on here on every graph is going to mean one thing. That's why you have to look carefully down here at some of your clues to make sure that when you draw a line, it's meaning, when you have a box, it means one thing and not two or three or sometimes even five. So it's always important to make sure you look. And that's why we did this page, not after the first page on this. So if I look down here and I see the number of plants and I count, it goes 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So I'm actually counting by what? 5, 10s, or 2s. I'm counting by 2s, that's right. But what I want to stress on this is that if we were going to count the number of holly bushes, and we just looked up here, we might go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and say there are 6 holly bushes. But that's not the case, is it? When you do a graph like this, you have to be very careful to go to the end. You go all the way over till the end of the colored spot, like this. And then you trace that all the way down to the number. And you'll know that that means 12, okay? So you don't accidentally write 6 because that's not the answer, is it? It says 12. So it's important to be very precise and follow your end line down so you can actually tell what the number is here, right? So number 1 says, how many ferns are in the courtyard? And we're going to look over here at ferns, and there it is. There's ferns, and there is the end mark for ferns. So we trace the end mark for ferns all the way down, and I get this number, which is what? Take this number and write it right here. Okay? And number 2 says, are there more pansies or more ferns in the courtyard? And if I look up here at my number of pansies, I find pansies, the word, all the way to the end. Oh, there it is. It's all the way on the edge. Pansies has this many. And ferns has this many. So I can look right on my graph here. I can see that pansies comes all the way to the end. Ferns stops right here. So it wants to know, are there more pansies or more ferns? If you think there are more pansies, write the word pansies right here. And this is how you spell it. But if you think there are more ferns in the courtyard, write the word ferns right here. Okay? There's your box to fill in your answer. And your 2 choices are pansies or ferns. Give you a box up here for your number. Okay, give that a minute to write that in, and then we'll go on. And the next one I'm going to help you with a little bit. I have to take a drink of my hot chocolate here. Okay. The question says, how many more holly bushes are there than fir trees? Okay, we've been really working hard on operation words. And I see right here, my operation words are many more. Many more shows me that when I do a number sentence here, that I am going to subtract. So I know subtraction goes right in here, and you know exactly what goes in here. Okay. Then the next thing I need to do is find out how many holly bushes there are. So I look up here for a word that starts with an H and a B. Holly bushes, there it is, I see it right here. and I need to find out how many there are. I look all the way to the end, and I draw a line to the bottom, and I see there are 12. So my first answer is going to be, or my first number rather, is going to be 12. Okay? And then I come over to the next part, and it says holly bushes, 12, and fir trees. We need to find out how many fir trees there are. So let's look up here for the word fir trees. I see it right down here at the bottom. And we go all the way to the end, up, right there's where it ends. I'll look down, and there's my answer, 6. So this number sentence asks us to subtract. I have 12 and I take away 6. Not hard. This is easy for us to do. We can do it several ways. We can use our fingerlaters or we can use our touch points. And we've been using our touch points a lot lately. We know that our touch points on a 6 are double dots. Okay. So I count backwards. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. I'm not going to give you the answer. I want you to give me the answer on this. 12 minus 6 is what? I'm going to erase this so that you can see it clearly. Okay. 12 minus 6. And your job is to give me the answer right here. You can use your fingerlaters. You can use your touch points. You can use your mind. Maybe you know it in your mind. Do not. I know KJ knows it in his mind. I know he's got that. The only thing you can't do is ask mom. You got to figure it out on your own. Okay? And now it asks me to look down at the bottom. Number 4 says, how many ferns and pansies are there? Well, here's my operation word right here. And this means I'm going to what? Add, subtract? It means I'm going to add. Okay. I know that right here I'm going to add. And this is equals. All right. How many ferns and pansies? Well, first we need to find ferns. Look up in the list. Ferns are at the top. Come all the way to the end, all the way down, and I see my number is 18. So 18 goes right here. And it says pansies. I look all the way to the end of the pansies. Wow, 20. So there's my answer right there. And this problem is going to be easier if you do it this way. If you do it vertically, up and down, as opposed to horizontally. You've seen these lots of ways before. There's Shamia's grid. So I need to do 8 plus 0 is what? And 2 plus 1 is what? That's the answer. That goes right here. Okay? And that brings us to the bottom. If you haven't finished the top, go ahead and pause the video and finish it. And then we come to the next part. I think my favorite thing about the holiday season this year has been hot chocolate. I have had so much hot chocolate. I love it, love it. Okay, if we read the directions on the next part, it says, use the bar graph to answer the questions. you've got a bar graph again, and I'm going to take a look to make sure it's got all the, I can see it very well, and it doesn't look like on this paper that you can see it very well. So let me fix it up. October actually has this many. It's October. And then December, I see this many. If you can see yours on your paper, that's great, but my paper isn't very clear when I pull it up on the computer. Okay? The title says, average number of rainy days in Bangkok. And this label says the number of days, and this label says the months. Now, looking at the number of days again, remember I told you that always isn't always going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes they're going to skip count. And if we look today, we've got 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Again, we're skip counting so that each bar that I cover, do that one very well, means two rainy days. So if I go this way, I go 2, 4, 6, and I draw my line over, and yep, I see that's right, okay? So it's always a good idea in a bar graph, it's essential, you must do it, to go to the very top of the color and draw a line over so you can see the number, all right? So number 5 says, Matt wanted to go to Bangkok in the month with the fewest rainy days. Which month did he pick? Okay, I see this month has December has 2, November, draw my line over, has 6, and October has 12. Which of these months has the fewest days? Look right here, I can tell which one it is. The one that has 2 rainy days. So I'm going to take this month and write it here. If you think that the fewest rainy days are in October, write this word right here. If you think the fewest rainy days are November, write November here. If you think the fewest rainy days are in December, write December right here. I'm going to give you a nice big box to write your answer. And number 6 wants to know, why would Matt want to go to Bangkok in the month with the fewest rainy days? We really have to think here. He's on vacation. Why does he want to go when it's not going to rain very much? Why wouldn't he go when it's raining every day? No, you tell me. Why does he want to go in a month that has few rainy days? Maybe because he could do more outside on a day that has not, that are days that are mostly sunny. So maybe you want to write something in here about so he can be outside. He can go outside on these days. Find some words in here to tell me why he would choose days that are sunny as opposed to days that are rainy. And here we are on number 7. Matt uses what he knows about, well, better give you a box here, forgot this. Tell me why he would want to go on sunny days. Matt uses what he knows about data and graphs to do his work well. Why should Matt do his best? Matt can boast that he is a good worker. I think he wants to boast. Matt wants to please God with his work. Matt wants to be in charge. In charge? Or do you think Matt wants to make a lot of money? If you think Matt should do his work well so he can boast or brag, color this one. If you think Matt should do a good job because he wants to please God, do this one. If you think Matt should do good work so he could be in charge, be the boss, fill in this one. And if you think Matt should want to make a lot of money, fill in this one right here. Okay? There you have it. There is the whole page. I hope it turned out all right. I'm going to stop your share. I'm going to stop your record, and I will see you back here soon for handwriting.